Hi, I'm Shayna.
Hi, I'm Shira, and we're from How to ABA and the Behavior Resource. Today, we are going to talk about sleep. Now, this is a huge issue. We see so many students who really struggle with this, and they may have struggled with it from the day they were born until they're unfortunately teenagers, some of them. And it's a huge struggle for parents as well, because if you're not getting sleep as a parent, how are you caring for your child and your children and getting your work done and everything else that happens in life? And I know for us, it really affects the student when they come in after a night of not having slept at all. And you know what? Sometimes the day is just shot because they can't do any work, and they're so unfocused, and they struggle themselves too without getting a proper night's sleep. So we think it's really important to figure out how to teach the skill like we would teach any other skill, because it is a huge life skill, and affects the lives of the student and the family and the parents and everyone involved in our house.
Absolutely. So the very first thing that we recommend for parents is let's get some data on this. We really want to analyze sleep patterns, what's happening. We'll give parents even an ABC chart. So what happens, right before the child goes to sleep, when the child goes to sleep, if the child wakes up in the middle of the night, what are parents doing about it? So we just want to see what those patterns are. So we're looking at, not only how the child goes to sleep and what happens when the child wakes up in the middle of the night, but also, timing. So what time is your child going to sleep? When you put your child down, is your child taking 5 minutes to fall asleep or 3 hours to fall asleep? Is he or she getting up in the middle of the night or getting up 3 times before he even falls asleep to begin with? So that's the first thing we want to look at. But as kind of quick tips that we offer parents would be, listen, the very first thing to do would be to try and establish a consistent bedtime and a consistent wake time. Meaning, try and put your kids to sleep at the exact same time every night, and try and make sure that they're staying in bed or sleeping until a certain time in the morning. And sometimes that's really hard to do, but that's the first recommendation. And then the second recommendation would be a bedtime routine, and making that bedtime routine really consistent. Sometimes we put schedules in place, like visual schedules. First, we're reading a book, and then we're doing some stretches, and then we're doing some deep squeezes, and then you're brushing your teeth, and then you're going to bed. Whatever it looks like, it can be whatever that is. There's a lot of data now to say that screen time is not so awesome right before bed, and that screen time should be faded out about an hour before kids go to bed. So we typically make that recommendation as well. And then after you've got a consistent bedtime and a bedtime routine, then we look at, having your child try and fall asleep on his or her own. So, a lot of the time when kids are having sleep issues, parents will crawl into bed with the kids, myself included. I'm a mom, and when my child doesn't go to sleep, I crawl in bed with her for 10 minutes, and oftentimes I fall asleep because I'm exhausted too. And it's not an awesome way to night after night to promote that. So what we say is, listen, get out of there as a parent. And that's hard to do. A lot of the times we try and give kids stuffies or some type of comfort toy that they can take to bed with them, so that it's not mom or dad falling asleep with them. And that would be another one. And then the last one that we typically say is taken right out of a page from Gregory Hanley, and that is nighttime coupons. So if kids are capable of understanding this, you could give them some nighttime coupons as incentives to stay asleep, which means that you can have, say, 2 or even 3, depending on how often they're waking up, coupons. And when you get up in the middle of the night, you need to give me one of these coupons. If you have any coupons left by the morning, in the morning, you can have access to whatever their favorite toy is, favorite activity, anything that you can think of that's doable in the morning is really awesome as well.
Yeah, and it is a process. So even if you're not ready to go all in, try to make it an enjoyable process, so that if you want to start with just creating a routine that's fun and that's enjoyable, that would be a great place to start, because it can be really stressful, and turning it positive is really important. So even starting with like a nice enjoyable activity that you guys can do before bed, starting to create that routine, and then hopefully starting the process of getting your child to sleep on their own.
Absolutely. Good luck.